At the beginning of February, I tagged along on one of my boyfriend's business trips to Bergen. I had never been there, so it felt like the right opportunity to just attach myself to the trip. One of his colleagues booked us a room at Hotel Norway, which is in the very center of Bergen, and it was super cozy. We got in late that evening, so we didn't get to see much. We pretty much just chilled in the room and enjoyed our evening in a hotel.
Very nice hotel.
I didn't get a lot of footage of the breakfast, but it was really nice. They had a lot of spreads. They had like homemade pate and like chai tea, lots of juices and whatnot. So it was quite exciting to have a hotel breakfast. That day on Saturday, we decided to walk up one of the viewpoints, which is called Stoltzekleiven. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. I hadn't exactly been prepped for what was to come.
Getting a little workout in.
Yeah.
It's kind of steep. These steps are really unpleasant too. Or is it just because I have tiny feet? They're so sharp.
My boyfriend had told me it was a little tough, but that was a terribly rude understatement to what it actually was. This was the most difficult walk I've ever done, and I've walked like 20 kilometers in 30-degree weather through like rice fields in Myanmar whilst constipated for the last 3 days, and this was worse. It was an icy hellscape. I thought I was going to die a couple times. I'm not joking. I was probably a little dramatic, but I really did think I was going to die.
Oh my god. Good thing we live on the 5th floor of our house. I'm unwell and ill-prepared. I'm wearing jeans. And this is what we went up. This is mountain climbing. Oh, thank fucking God. I forgot about this godsend that I brought up because we didn't bring water. Because we're fucking dumb. I don't think I'm gonna make it up, if I'm being honest. Because I'm weak.
I was really confused by all the children and seniors walking up this.
That's gonna stay in the video. We did it. We walked this stupid path up to this stupid viewpoint. Now that we've gone up, we go down, and this is the last footage I will ever take in my life because this is ice. But we could just slip down and go straight into town. Right there. Boop. At the beginning of this climb, I was saying, oh, it's intense. I thought that was just a fluke where they kind of like fucked up the stairs. Lo and behold, the whole fucking walk.
It was 0 degrees Celsius, which isn't that cold, but it felt quite cold, and that's like 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And I didn't realize we had to walk all the way back down afterwards. So that was fun and also scary, but with shaky legs this time around.
We went all the way up there in jeans.
In the evening, we really didn't do much. We had dinner at like a Latin restaurant and then just went home and watched Crocodile Dundee on the TV in bed with popcorn, like some well-deserving individuals. The next day was Sunday, so nothing is really open on Sundays. except maybe museums and whatnot. So we went to the aquarium, which is quite famous in Bergen. It was really cute, a little rundown. I will always remember the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is banger. It's a really bad reference to have because nothing compares to it, but it was still very nice. I've always wanted to have an edible at the aquarium, but we didn't do that here, so I just had to be with my own thoughts. Still fun. But yeah, going to the aquarium with edibles and like some good music would be such a vibe that I will fulfill at some point. I really enjoyed the tropical fish aquarium, I don't know, tropical fish display, because it reminded me of my trip in the Seychelles, which will always be one of my #1 trips. There were also reptiles for some reason, which I don't usually associate with aquariums. They kind of made me sad. A lot of it made me a little sad because the like containers for the animals felt a little small. I don't know. Also, this crocodile had its sibling on the other side and looked like it wanted to go join it. That sound of like a dying mammal is the sea lion back there waiting for its food. Whoa! Whoa! I really enjoyed the penguins. They're going mad! We had to change room the last day because that's where the like fire exercise was happening. So we went to the junior suite for the last evening, which was kind of fun. There's no light in the shower, how strange. And there's one place for a towel. But there's a balcony with trees. It's quite nice here, actually. Since it was still very much the winter, we did not enjoy sitting outside on the balcony, but it was warm enough to like go out and look. I mean, your standards for warmth really change when you live in Norway. That's the little room tour for ya. And then we headed out to dinner. We had this amazing dinner in a Chinese restaurant that looked like it was recently opened, called Wise Kitchen. Fantastic, highly recommend. Our room is up there. Boop. The next day was the shooting, and while the room was being occupied by various people, I was downstairs editing until the fire alarm went off according to schedule. I was tasked with taking some footage of the fire going out from different angles and the fire truck arriving, person calling for help, as well as the ladder going up for the rescue of it all. That took a couple of hours, and then we headed to the airport where we grabbed a little sushi snack before taking our flight back to Oslo. It was a 48-hour trip, which was perfect really. and we had the most stunning views over Bergen on the way out. You can really see the fjords and the Norwegian landscape, which if you arrive during the day, get a window seat. Thanks for watching. Sorry, I'm still getting accustomed to making voiceovers, and travel content is really awkward to film, so I'm doing the best I can. See you soon.